Also, I don't know why, but sometimes you can't do operations on people that are in your medical room if they're guests. Now, obviously, I should give them a peg leg, but the option isn't there to give it to them, and I have no idea why not. I've tried to look into well, I haven't tried to look into a mod, but I've imagined trying to look into a mod that would address that. I was wondering why Nyx was asleep. His bloody muscle parasites are so bad that he's not able to be a productive member of the colony. Everyone else, though, is doing a damn good job of being productive. Right, you two are only injured, so I'm not going to give you sleeping spots. It's not there because you could harvest or remove guest parts. Yeah, but there's already a downside to doing that. If you harvest or remove from guests, you get a massive penalty to how much the other faction likes you. If they like you 100, it's generally not enough to break the alliance, but it'll bring it down by something like 92. So what I'm saying is there's already an offset for that, so why block it here? I want to give her a helpful bit of surgery. Maybe because you have no medicine. That's where you're wrong. I've got medicine of all varieties here. Well, maybe I can do it for you now, PP. Oh no, the infection's in the torso. Oh right, I should probably give him actual medicine here. Boomer, you're close. Go and tend to PP. Oh, that was a very good tend. That was a maximum tend you can get out of medical doc leaves. Herbal medicine. Meowzilla is now fully healed. As healed as he's going to get. I think tomorrow we're going to have our fight to the death. I'm going to drop a couple of blunt knives for them to use. You can give her a peg leg for no penalty if she actually needs it, but she does need it. She's missing a leg. A conflagration burned Pee-Pee, roasting her right leg clean off. I shudder to think of the pain of a fire so bad that it burned a leg clean off. It's just a scratch. Okay, Nyx knows to clean this place up ahead of our tournament. And to feed our guests, of course. Not even a night owl, but then... Oh, and Nyx himself needs a bit of treatment. Boomer, you know what to do. Another 70%. Alright, so we must be 140 of the way through his horrific ailments. Arikas could leave here, but I don't think they choose to leave unless they're completely healed up of injuries. Blood loss doesn't seem to matter, though. Nyx getting yet more rest. It's funny, I'm doing all this work to bring down Mikhail's certainty in his own religion, all the while I'm about to make him fight to the death with Meowzilla. It's a little bit unfair. Meowzilla's got the helmet and the flak vest and the flak jacket. But he's already scarred up. And Mikhail is better at melee. I'm going to drop 2 identical weapons in there. Do I even have 2 identical weapons to give him? Like a couple of knives? Oh, tusks, of course. I'm going to set up a prediction for this one. Not a, yeah, prediction. Why not? Who will win in the fight to the death? It's probably not going to allow it because I have the word death in it. Oh, it does. I'm impressed. So our options are going to be... This is likely the only time I'm going to do this aside from when I have my big tournament. But I'm actually not sure who I'd put my money on here either. One of them is a lot better at fighting than the other, but the other is a lot well protected than the other. So it's going to be Meowzilla or Mikhail. If it's a draw, then nobody wins here. I'm only going to have this going for 2 minutes. There we go. What weapon are we giving out? Elephant tusks. I worry that the elephant tusks might be a bit too powerful and lead them to drop one another way too quickly. I need you to pick up Pick up 2 elephant tusks there, John. Actually, I'll tell you to do it this way. Pick up 2 of them. Meow does have armor. Mikhail's got a cloth jacket, pigskin shirt. That's not amazing. Whereas you've got flak and flak. That's not going to help him if he goes for the leg shots or the head shots, though. And leg shots will be good at incapacitating those opponents. Screw the armor, who has the best odds, says Imobi. Let's see. There we go. Oh, it's pretty even. A bit of favoring for Mikhail, though. Does that show up on the stream? Yeah, of course it does. Alright, John. Drop that tusk, and then pick up one of the tusks. And drop it over here. And we'll disallow both of them. Okay, we're going to get this party started. Begin the rites of supremacy. Performed recently, -31? I don't care. Leader's going to be present. Duelist might die. We don't know. Weapons might be... There's a high chance it's going to be boring. There's a good chance it's actually going to be terrible. But we're going to take that chance anyway. Let's have it happen. Most likely negative. It's alright. This is to prove who gets to be part of the colony, so it's all worthwhile. Slight favoring for Meowzilla. Okay. Okay. Come on, folks, there's work to be done here. I'm going to allow these so that... I don't know if disallowing stops the prisoners from being able to use them or not. But everybody should be busy with this, so nobody should haul them away. What a time to be raided. Yeah, even the dogs sniffed out what was going on here. Illustration heaped glory on grit and struggle. Tell us more, John. Illustration extolled the virtues of life and drama. Alright, well, we're going to have people rooting for their side because it seems fairly even. There's the... Oh, goodbye, human meat. There's the thing. We got one guy who is a lot less equipped in terms of armor, but much better at fighting. A solid professional. Fighting against somebody who is only familiar with fighting, but he's a bit of a walking tank with flak and more flak. Worth noting that he only has a regular cloth t-shirt on and plain leather pants. I think pigskin might be a bit more impressive at defense. Oh, it neither protects nor insulates particularly well. Okay. Godspeed, Mikhail. You're going to have to be quick on your toes. He's got bloodlust. Okay, Meowzilla is nimble. That gives him a much better chance at dodging Mikhail's attacks. Illustration acclaimed honourable combat and spoke about expelling hate for health. Health is sitting here going, oi! What are you on about? He is enjoying a comfortable seat, at least. Okay. We praise a painful death. Okay, Mikhail immediately goes for the weapon. Meowzilla does as well. Come on. Okay, right. They immediately exchange blow. Meowzilla taking much more damage. He got hit in the neck, a very vital point, and one in the torso for 7 damage each or so. Whereas Meowzilla was only able to bruise Mikhail with his own fist with an offshot. Not good enough. Not good enough, Meowzilla. And, oh, Meowzilla misses again! Mikhail pierces him once more in the arm and gives him a humorous tap as well. But Meowzilla counterattacks. Mikhail takes heavy torso damage. He takes much more of that. He's going to go down for the count. Come on, you useless bastards! Okay, what's up next? Another engagement, Mikhail taking 20 damage, bleeding in his right leg and right foot, whilst Meowzilla, I think, managed to dodge much of that. Oh, a big stab on Meowzilla for 12 there. His ear was freshly cut off. He is now on a timer for dying himself. And many more bleeding attacks like that, And Meowzilla might be drained. Oh, but there we go. Meowzilla counterattacks for 28, almost completely destroying Mikhail's body in the process. Sorry to say, Mikhail, you're not the winner here. Meowzilla, missing one ear. Oh, you're gonna be symmetrical ear buddies, Meow and Lona. Oh, very good. Wasn't quite to the death, though. Are you going to finish him off? No, he drops his weapon. Oh, I am surprised. Oh, we take them back. Okay. Okay, well, Meowzilla. Meowzilla won that one. And that means I get to choose the ending there. So Meowzilla was a slight fan favorite there. Doesn't matter if you're the favorite or not. Meowzilla takes it. And Meowzilla's points go to... It was Meowzilla that won, right? Yeah, of course it was. There you go, Meowzilla. Yes, yes, I know how this goes. I don't think it was so much the armor as being nimble. Meowzilla had 15% extra dodge chances and dodged a lot of attacks, which would... well, the Tusk is reasonable at penetrating armor. Not amazing, but reasonable enough. Alright. It was good! What were the odds of it being good? I don't think they were very high, but it was damn good. Excellent. Very excellent. Alright, we can notch those off. And Meowzilla for winning. For winning. Let's see, you're already part of our unnatural selection. That's good. Mikhail, you are not. Now, what are the terms here? What should happen to them? Well, only one of them gets to join us, and that will be Meowzilla. But what should we do with Mikhail? Dark Young says it should be death. It did increase, but only by 20% due to the weapons. That was a really crap quality one, but we still got a good one out of it. How do people feel about it, by the way? Good duel. It was good. The fighters really showed heart. Points to ears. He should suffer the same damage he inflicted. I can't actually rip people's ears off unless I have bionic ears for them. I am tempted to enslave Mikhail. The options are death or enslavement, and I'm honestly on the fence about it. The idea of Mikhail always being there to be reminded of it is kind of tempting. A liver slave. Enslave the loser. Yeah, I think we're going to enslave Mikhail. I was tempted to kill him, but we've killed a lot of people. Plus, I've come a long way in converting him. So Meowzilla gets to be a full-fledged member of the colony, and Mikhail is going to be our slave. Once we're done converting him, that is. And Meowzilla, that means I need to work on recruitment of you. I need to make sure that you're getting good good medicine. Shame about the ear. Shame about the numerous scars you have. As for you, Mikhail, well, slaves are still going to get decent medical care. Give them better food. Well, Meowzilla is certainly going to get better food. I'm not so sure about Mikhail. Where is it under health? Prison food? Nah, give them... Well, actually, the food we give out is nasty stuff anyway. How about raw food? Because then I'll give you berries and stuff, won't I? I'll just put him on what everyone else is on. Which I think is simple. Are you on simple? No, you're on just paste. Oh well, we'll acclimatize you for this life of paste. What would be some good slave gear? Well, I can dress him up when we have him slaved. It's a bit awkward to do it to anybody who's currently being treated like this. What kind of slave quarters do I give him? And this is going to be Mikhail's bedroom. It makes sense, but... what does a slave get for a room? Maybe the slave doesn't get a bed. You can make a slave strap, I think. Slave collar. An uncomfortable collar made for slaves. It reminds the wearer of their slave status and psychologically suppresses them, reducing chance of a slave rebellion. It counts as headgear, but it counts as clothing for nudists. How strange, but we'll make one of those. Let's have ourselves a slave collar. Make it out of... Oh, we can make it out of leather. Does he really deserve leather, though? He doesn't deserve anything good, that's for sure. Doesn't require a lot of stuff. I'll just use something that we don't really care about. Lizard skin, that seems kind of cool. Alright, lizard skin for you. Uranium slave collar, that's heinous. Jake would never be something so cruel. Not gonna give him that, it's too precious a resource to spend on a slave. Alright, we don't have any outstanding quests right now, do we? Ancient complexes, I guess, sure. Okay. I need a throne for John, and I need to get rid of these bloody things over here. Now, where do I put a throne for John? I could put it over here, kind of out of the way. I don't know what his throne demands are going to be, but I can check those. He's going to become an acolyte. Throne room requirements means a throne, 24 tiles, floored, brazier times 2, must be lit. 2 braziers is about the only thing it really needs there, though. And this seems like a safe place to have it, so I can just build it over here. And if need be, I can tunnel more into here to keep it safer. I would also like to have all this kind of covered with concrete, but concrete costs steel. And I'm not really sure I want to floor it all with that much concrete. It's not that expensive. Alright, it's a show of our superiority over the land to concrete this up, so it might be rather nice to do. Oh, that's not what I need. I think I need cancel. Oh. Get that going and get a nice throne room for John. Again, it can be a doors open affair. I don't mind keeping a door at the front, which is permanently open. That'll be good enough. Oh, that's how confident I am in things. Also, Voomer is on her way to make that slave collar. She knows how... For God's sake, clean up the place, Nix. We don't have a slave yet. But when we do, that slave's going to be cleaning and hauling till the cows come home. And we'll all be happy that we have a slave. Actually, people must really be getting antsy about the lack of slaves here. Was it always -2? I feel like it was -1 at the start. Maybe it increases as people's desires go up. In any case, people are really quite happy. I suppose the mech cluster and all the killing is good for people. Oh, and Lona's happy because they're... Oh, Mikhail's up and on the go already. Well, he's able to walk. I'm not sure that's quite up and on the go. Health, when you're done with all that, I want some conversion. Well, tomorrow then, fair enough. Dun, dun. Hums happily to herself at tailoring a bench, wrapping iguana skin into a sinister collar for the loser. Well, put your all into it. I want to be able to parade this slave around. Oh, it is good. Well, that's excellent. Well, it's good, but sure. I will have that under deny for now, and I'll make the slave wear it later on. Shouldn't be difficult to slave him with that low will, but I need to convert him to our cause first, and we're almost there, which is good. That's just a case of bringing Mikhail over, and John is talking to him about it. A chance for Miazilla to have a discussion about his age. He's only 25. That's one big advantage Miazilla had, youth. Encourage Miazilla to think about changing teams. Described health to him. Oh, nice. Arekas is out of here. Encourage Miazilla to think about vomiting. I hope you get the last of your vomiting out of your system, because they'll never vomit again with my food around here. The paste. Alright, we'll get Muzilla in a few days. Don't describe the nudist health, he might leave. Next, I thought I told you to clean this up. Oh, he's trying to clean. Well, clean harder. That's a lot of Meowzilla's blood around here. Holy moly, that's a lot of work to make that lactern. Not really sure I want to make it out of slate anymore. How much extra work is it to make things out of slate? Oh, work to build 160 per... You know what? I think we can make do with a wooden one then. Here we are. It's probably not the right way around, is it? Yeah, that'll do. Queue up the slave strap as well. We've already got the slave strap right here. Unless you mean there's another thing that I could make for the slaves. Like a body strap. An uncomfortable arrangement of straps around the torso made for slaves. It suppresses the wearer of their slave status and psychologically suppresses them. Tempting, but I need something that's going to insulate him from the heat, so he's actually going to get a duster to wear. And maybe even some trousers. Actually, that probably goes under a duster. No, that's slave collar. Where's slave strap? It's outer. I don't... If that's outer, what is duster? Duster's outer. No, duster has to take priority, because it's really hot here. So... What is it? There's like inner, outer, and something else, because I think flak vest... flak vest is middle. There aren't a lot of middle things, are there? Shirt is skin. How many middle ones are there then? Still can't treat you, sadly. You're doing fine on the infection though. Your neck is burnt. Your left eye is burnt. So many burn things because I left you in the fire for so long. Didn't even notice you were in the fire. You must have gotten hit with a really accurate Molotoving. Fan of Gaming is fully healed at long last. And with all that spine and brain and eye damage, they can still move at about 2/3 speed. Our poor bloody animals. Still, Rakuso is doing fine, and we did not have a miscarriage. Well, not yet. There's plenty of time. Fan only needs to go fast enough to catch up with his daughter. Oh, God, that's grim. Your daughters are Lavash and Rakusho. The other ones don't really have family because we brought them in. Lavash, father, fan of gaming, sister, Rakusho. That's cute. I'd like to be able to put together a family tree of the elephants, but it sounds like effort, so it's out of the question, I'm afraid. Nick's still jittering with his muscle parasites, but at least we don't have psychic suppression going on as well. Is the family circle? We can't preach health. Oh, we can preach health on guests. Well, I think we can. Well, let me check here. But we can't do it to animals, sadly. Concrete floor there. This needs to be floored. Not fine floored, but it will need fine flooring eventually. Fine flooring is so expensive on stones, though. 800 granite blocks that I have. If I wanted fine granite tiling, it would cost 2,000 to do this. But fortunately, all John requests for now well, when he gets his acolyte status, is all floored in a couple of braziers. All floored with a couple of braziers. We're also going to need ourselves... I'd be as well making him a grand throne. Oh, I don't have the gold for it. Well, no grand throne for you. You're just getting a regular throne. Made out of wood. I could make it out of silver. But that would inflate my wealth for no reason, right? Wooden one I'll have to do for now. If any flooring will do, I could just give you some cheap, crappy concrete. Just anything to keep it floored nice and cheaply. And the funny thing about concrete is you actually get the steel back when you tear it up. I would have thought that one of the downsides of concrete would be not getting the steel back, but you do. Cracked, paved, weird things don't. Jake, is it time for Thrombo versus the spiders? It is. Unfortunately, I need this throne room built first, so it doesn't matter if I do the spiders now or later. Actually, a good thing about doing it now is doing it when my animals are healthy-ish. Nice of this hive to still be dormant, even though it woke up 85 days ago. 3 mega scarabs, 1 mega spider, 3 stellopedes. And this. I'd probably just send in the elephants and the Thrombo to take care of it. Trouble is, I'd like these 3 fresh elephants to have their stab at the spiders, and none of them know how to fight yet. None of them even know how to guard yet. That's alright, surely I have a bit of time. As your resistance ticks down and down. Should take 3 or 4 days for you to be done. And we're almost there with Mihail's conversion. A brave from the Lanzo peoples passing by. Hemicam. Super immune, iron-willed, that's great. Greedy is not. And you're not selling anything anyway, so away you go. Rakuso fully healed? Lovely. Ah, it's just nice to have some time to relax for a change. Randy with mechs, this, raids, that, sickness, this. It's just good to sit back, build up the colony, enjoy some conversions here. Illustrajon tried to convert Mikhail to his own ideology. He was convinced and changed. Nice. Does Illustrajon feel good about that? I guess you only get a good feeling about that if you are a prosthesizer, or whatever it's called, the one that likes to parade their religion around. And there we go. He's in the middle, and as his mood goes up, surely his certainty will as well. So now, the next thing I need to do with you is to enslave you. Don't have a slave room for you yet, though. I should strongly consider that. Where do slaves even go in this game? Yeah, where would I fit the slave? Could I make him sleep in the hospital? Would he care? I don't understand or know what slaves like or care about in this game. There's already a slave room left. Yeah, the slave room could be here. But I imagine keeping a slave's mood up is beneficial for everybody. I have a feeling I'm going to want a wee gap here, just in case I want to be able to... No, I could introduce a gap here. Just close up this room a bit. The walls close in on this horrible bedroom. Yeah, but I could do that. Shared room, just move that up a couple. Make one... I'd end up with a very narrow bedroom here, but I guess that would be okay. I'm thinking in the future, if I want to have a big subterranean base part here, it's bad to have all these uniform bits along here because it doesn't let anyone go between them. And you don't want anyone going through anyone's bedroom. Oh, but that's not entirely true. They can go through the throne room. Nobody minds if people go through that. Alright, no need to worry then. Send all your elephants against the spiders by zoning. You need only training for gunfights. Very true. Very, very true. Because they will fight in melee. Alright, in that case, I will turn off the training for you guys, and I will send... all the healthy ones, which does not include Fan of Gaming. Flag Flare's healthy enough, right? Yeah, that minor shot in the body is good enough, so... Flag Flare, Jimmy, Zed, and Seathor can all go over there. What about Rakuso? Rakuso is still just a juvenile. Oh, but what if they get injured and I need to bring them back or haul them back? Sounds dangerous. Let's go for it. What would it be? Help me, animals. Let's get them here for now. Do I have any left on Help Me Animals? Did I clear all of my Help Me Animals? No, I had them over there. Okay, Help Me Animals. And who was that? That was Rakuso. Flag Flare, Jimmy, ZOZ, even though they're pregnant. And of course Seathor. 5 of them should be able to mulch these things. You should have Lona go there as well, since you need to take out the hive too. There's no real point taking Lona in that case. Better to take someone that can do field surgery if the need arises. Like Nyx. But Nyx is... what is Nyx even doing right now? Cleaning. Nyx, you're going over there. You can do field surgery or you can save one person, but if nothing else you can shotgun that hive away. I really appreciate having 2 medics on the team. I need to double check what people's starting stats were to see how far they've come along. Guess I could have sent health, but health's a bit naked. Oh, right, Christ, Nyx is slow because of his problems. Sickly bastard. Oh god, Lona's still trying to give maintenance training to Seathor. Not the time, Lona. Alright, well, you know what, if Lona really wants to join in, then fine. Lona's already made the journey here. Oh, an animatree! Well, it's taken a while to grow, and it's in a fairly inconvenient place, but not a completely reprehensible place. Oh, you failed training Seathor? Okay, well, on you come. Take the rear. That's my 5 elephants of destruction there. And the new area is Help Me Animals. Right about here. Old trick. But these aren't new dogs. At least Lona can't accidentally shoot our own here. Oh, you want to fight, do you? Oh god, they're all attacking just Jimmy. That's not good. Okay, well, Seathor can be told to go on the offensive. Who else is here? Rakuso can also be told to go on the offensive. Not so sure about the others, though. Well, that was quite fortunate. Oh, and they're even going to focus on that. Oh, that's sweet. Maybe you should go and join in on stabbing that thing. You're not getting stabbed yourself, of course. Okay, well, one of those has to be it. There we go, Lona puncturing the leg there. How much damage did he take, Jimbo? Oh, Jimbo's a pretty dead man there. No permanent damage, at least. Some of these are pretty bad. You guys need to get back. Just get back to animals, will you? ZOZ, back to animals. Flag flare, back to animals. And I'm going to need a bed for... Well, I'm going to need a bed for a bunch of them. The things I've put these elephants through, but just imagine going through this without these elephants to help me. I dread to think. Is that thing gonna die? Jing Seator. There we go, that's what we're talking about. Might as well pocket that jelly for yourself. Tell you to go back to animals, tell you to go back to animals, check your health, no danger, no real danger. And this thing's gonna bleed out here. But, you know, just in case it doesn't, go and kill it. You don't need to attack, and you don't need to follow. Yeoman o'clock, Jake. I need the throne room, sadly. You feel like the big woman now, Lona? You killed a spider. You killed a very powerful spider. Good job. Back you go. Yeah, I suppose I could take this with me, but 15 days of light isn't really worth anyone's time. Yeomen don't need throne rooms, but acolytes do, and Illustrajon is ready to be an acolyte. He's got 15 honor, don't you know? What did it used to be called? It wasn't called honor when the game came out, it was something else. Was it favor? It was something that wasn't honor. Still a way away from being a knight or a dame, but that's knight and dame is good. The bit of furniture is a new thing added here. It's an ancient bed. Now you actually can't move it, but it does function as a not too shabby bed. 0.75 is pretty good despite its description as being an old rotted mattress on a rusty frame. Disgusting sounding, but still, that's what they want. Jimmy's just leaving a trail of blood in his wake. That's okay, he will survive. They'll all survive. That said, they probably would quite like some tending to. Just pat those wounds with your hands until they're good. I think the implication is that you're just using bandages or whatever you can find. As opposed to using some medically potent dock leaves. That surgery success chance though, what was it? Oh dear lord, no. That's quite funny. I wonder where Jimmy is. I can just... Wait, you failed constructing that? Oh, good lord, Nix. His problem there is your jittery hands, I think. Oh well, use those jittery hands to patch up Rakuso. There's so much blood in one of these things that even all these cuts makes a little difference, whereas that would probably kill a human in 4 hours. Oh god, that's a lot. Jimmy's going to be very hard to deal with. Boomer, we need you on this. Jimmy's important to me. Give him actual, real people medicine. That's a bit much. Give him medical medicine. Boomer, you heard me. Tend to him. How much medicine is this going to take? 91. It's going to take 11 bits of medicine. Yeah, some of those are... Yeah, they only went for Jimmy to begin with. And because Jimmy was the only one being fought, Jimmy was the only one to fight back. That was unfortunate. Jimmy will live, though. And thankfully he's not pregnant. So I'm not going to worry about 2-for-1 loss here. There we go. You don't get multiple wounds dealt with in one bit from just patting it with your bare hands. I see a scar. I got a scar sometime. Finally a mark of loyalty, says Flag Flare. It was an old gunshot. I think somebody called Pickle shot you. I think. Just follow the trail of Jimmy. Oh, wow. Hope some rain comes at some point to wash that away. Flag, you're not allowed that bed. People who aren't injured don't get beds. Or people that are not out for the count don't get beds. Even the pregnant ones. Even though it's not a bed, it's more of a sleeping spot. You're fine. And Seathor will be fine as well soon. Extreme blood loss, but no real danger to Jimmy. And no scarring so far. He doesn't deserve good medicine anymore. You have perfect elephant doctors with zero experience working on humans. I'm sure we have a lot of similarities, us and elephants. How could we not? Nick's being all riddled with his parasites isn't going to be so good a doctor for well. He keeps failing on construction too. Damn shame. Yeah, we're both mammals and we both have teeth. Both have tongues. Both have big ears for listening. Some of us have massive trunks. Look at all the freaking bandages on Jimmy. Oh my god, I love this game so much. This really is my desert island game. Frankly, if I'm only there for a year or two, I might say, could you leave me be? There we go. Jimmy's up and at him. He don't give a damn. Look at all those bandages on him. His neck, his head, his trunk, his skull. Both tusks, both ears, body, both kidneys, stomach, front leg, rear leg, front hoof, left hoof, left. I think only the rear right hoof is the only part of him not injured. I guess he didn't take anything to the heart or the liver, but Jesus. You know what? We still tenderized the monsters here. I mean, how bad did they get it? Well, they weren't able to last long enough. Cutting out its eyes and legs, cracking their shells. Good job, elephants. Now all I need is for this to be done by somebody, and then we can have... Wait, is Nyx on construction? Who actually does do much construction? Nyx cleans instead of constructing. Lona's good at constructing, but prefers to cook and handle. And that's a shame, because I want her to be handling. Well, I took the animals off of this. I certainly want that back on. I think I'm going to put construction over cleaning, because when I construct, I really want it constructed. And I'm sure even Nyx, with his jittery arms, is going to be able to do this. We'll give him more treatment in the morning. Oh, I'm quite sure they're on God now. I can go to enemies, and there are 0 enemies on the map. The blood! Oh my god! It does not make these places very nice to look at, by the way. Not at all. But the blood will fade in time, especially if it rains. There we go. Nyx, botch. What the heck are you doing here? Ah, yes, that sacrificial pyre I asked for. And now you can go and get yourself some treatment, which Foomer will be only too happy to give you. 55%'s grim, but you're over halfway there now. Why did you make a sickly person, Nyx? Did you just decide to make somebody as horrible for the team as you possibly could? Nyx wasn't good at anything when I got him. I had to train him up in construction and barely get him somewhere with medical. Otherwise, there's a lot of things he won't do that are very useful for the team. And beauty doesn't help. You haven't even managed to find a mate. All you've done is be sickly. Make pillars and roof over the blood trail to forever immortalize Jimmy dragging himself back to the base. Bit too much work, that. But I appreciate your thought. Okay, so if I wanted to have... Oh no, it's just Blaze of Glory that I can do here. So how am I meant to do a better public execution if I don't have an altar or an ideogram? Does this thing count? It kind of looks like an altar, but who's to say? Nix, why are you playing around instead of working? Still doesn't count. Anyone have any bright ideas on how this works? There should be an altar or an ideogram in the misc selection. Well, we have effigy if that counts. Not sure if it does. Giblets, light balls, speakers, drums, skull spikes. Skull spikes? Doesn't count. A kneel sheet, meditation spot, landing beacon, party spot, marriage spot. Do we have a party spot here? If not, we certainly should. An egg box. 4x speed. Yeah, there's a mod called... I'm not sure if it shows up here. It's called Smart Speed, and it allows you to go mega fast, as opposed to just regular fast. Best use at nighttime. The shrines are for putting up relics. It's definitely not that. Don't really want to waste a lot of wood on an indoor effigy. Wood is still not something we have in abundance. Actually, very much don't have it in abundance. There we go! Mikhail has been enslaved by Illustration. Yeah, at least he's in good nick. Alright, you can join us on the Paste Brigade. As for you... come over here. I'm gonna choose how to deal with you for now. I'm gonna have you stand over here and strip. I guess I can have you wear pants, but you're not allowed a jacket. You're not allowed this shirt. And you're not allowed this helmet. Take it all off. There we go. Slave expectations are low. Sanguine helps out. So I don't actually need to care about him being that happy. I can give him the crappiest sleeping spot I can imagine. And there's a really crap one here. Yeah, you know, I quite like that idea. Where's the human skin? Human leather bed... Oh, he doesn't get a good one. I only have 2 bedrolls, though, don't I? Yeah. Oh, well, I guess you can have a normal bed. Right, so one of your orders of business is to install your own bed. Do you need the roll to make an altar or ideogram? I don't know what you mean by that. Double check grand steel might be the ideogram. The grand steel. Oh, grand steel isn't an ideogram. This is just a decorative thing that was introduced in royalty. Keep this door open as well. It's as good as you'll get. For colonists, specific... Oh, actually, no, we don't do that. We do for slaves. For you. There's your crappy slave room. Now. Did I slip... How far did I strip you down? You're just wearing pants. Trousers. I'm going to give you a duster. What's a duster that's already used? A poor, crummy, light leather duster. With a weird kind of thing going on there. It's a good way to use up some of these clothes that I have hanging around here. Some of them are in here. It's hard for me to keep a good eye on what exactly I have, though. Devil strand, button-down shirt. I'll probably keep you... No, it won't keep you cool enough, will it? Ah, well, I want you to wear that lizard skin slave collar for one. Then you can wear that duster. Urges checking the prisoner tab on Mikhail. His slave rebellion timer will be charged based on closeness of weapons. Suppression, 61%. Slave rebellion interview 1.2 years? Oh, that's pretty good. Periodically intimidate the slaves to increase their suppression level. Imprison, emancipate. Oh god, no. but suppressing him every now and then seems like a good call. Suppression fall rate goes down quite a lot. Why is that, though? The slave collar. Okay, so giving him clothes is actually making him feel like he should be a person. I disagree with that. I should definitely make that body strap for him then. Can I make one out of lizard skin? No, it's a bit much. It needs 70. An elephant one. No, that seems fitting for us. One elephant skin body strap coming up. So if I give him a weapon, is he going to get some bright ideas about trying to escape? I might want to give him a revolver even. Don't want him to start shooting us though, that's for sure. I don't have a lot in the way of... I can give him the breach axe. Oh, but that's useless against people. But good against the mechs that I would surely throw him into. Let's see how he does if I give him that. Doesn't seem to work. It doesn't seem to matter if I give him a weapon. Alright, well he needs to work. Being a patient, being a firefighter is important. Now there are plenty of things you're good at there. But really, I want you tending to plants, cooking our food if necessary, and otherwise doing hauling and cleaning. I guess doing basic things is quite good. I don't want you handling that as Lona's job and Lona's alone. But it's good if you do cooking. Cooking when needed. Growing and maybe not cutting, but just growing. No smithing out of you. Good hauling and good cleaning. There's nothing to haul, get cleaning. Should probably make it 2 there, so you'll do the growing and the cooking first. Alright, there you go. We'll see what you end up doing. No, you're not allowed to wear other clothes. Why are you wearing a flak vest? How do I stop him from wearing more clothes? Gestures sadly to her prepared pile of leathers and straps for making slave gear that she's not allowed to use. What are you on about? Slave rebellion timer again. What do we have here? Oh, 11 days. Well, that's quite a bit. Ah, but I can always use health to... Illustration, can you intimidate them? Well, Illustration will periodically intimidate you, so it's probably okay. I don't want you wearing those clothes, though. So what do? I suppose, put you with nudist, and then you can only wear what I forced you to wear. Oh, but then he starts... Ah, but I didn't force him to wear that. It's okay, we'll get there yet. I can force him to wear that, and then he will only wear what is forced. There we go. Now he wants to wear a cowboy hat? Ah, because I put the cowboy hat on nudist. Ah, perhaps slave is the way forward. That way they can only wear the slave collar and the slave body strap and nothing else. Aha! Gotcha. Thanks, game. You already thought of it for me. Now he knows to go and get hauling. I'd like to go and yell at him, though. What helps? Is it high mood or low mood that helps with them not wanting to run away? Please remove his weapon, Jake. Didn't seem to have much of an effect here. Weapon proximity reduces it quite a lot, huh? I guess I can arm him if I really need him to be armed. Escape route. So he can see his way forward, can he? Alright, drop that then. We'll see if that helps. Much better. Not having a weapon on him helps out. You go get cleaning this place. Tell you what though, I would also quite like to have this place concreted up so we don't have to worry about that either. As in not worry about this place being full of filth. I don't know what you mean by that, Alicious. As far as I'm concerned, things are going fine. He likes to go and rest, doesn't he? Feels like this is going to be going up and down. Maybe I should throw a skull spike into his room. Or, oh, I could give him his own gibbet in his room. Didn't we have a spare one? Yeah, we got a spare steel gibbet right here. Although I don't know if that works when he's asleep. I have a feeling that it wouldn't. But he's going to do a lot of running up and down here and cleaning things. So it makes a lot of sense to put it over here. It's inflammable, I think. That doesn't mean the body inside it's inflammable, but hey, we'll go with that. And then I can throw in some body. Which I don't really... Oh no, there's plenty of bodies to be had out here. Woodward the Brawler, for example. Another wild theory, you can build a ritual spot on top of the lectern. If not, maybe you need to edit your ideology somehow. I'm not going to edit the ideology. Although there are mod tools for that at least. So if he stops being hungry, he should have fewer problems. That serious pain should subside, because he's not going to be injured at all. And his mood should honestly... If good mood stops you from wanting to revolt, then he should never be revolting on me. And his suppression fall rate doesn't go down at all there. Because of what exactly? Oh, he likes it. He even enjoyed the good duel that he was in. The fighters really showed heart. Patting yourself on the back a bit thick there, are we not? Goes back and forth depending on when he goes outside and has an unlocked exit on the map. So you telling me if I wall this off, then he's going to be more suppressed. Because building a wall here makes a lot of sense for a lot of reasons. Almost too much sense. Gives us a nice place to defend from as well. Something comes along that we want to shoot from here. Of course, we're going to need some spots to look through. I don't mind making heavy granite doors. Granite is very, very durable and completely inflammable. So we're doing it. Hopefully open doors don't count as escape routes for him. He's so damn big I can barely see his everything behind him there. His mood, that's what I'm getting at. But everyone else is nice and happy. Oh, there we go. We put a body in it. Can we see the contents? Oh, remember Tran Boyabai? Remember that guy? I remember him. We were thinking about having him as a slave, and now he's going to help us out by making Mikhail feel like a slave. Oh, Mikhail is delivering stuff. Oh, Boomrat self-tamed. That could actually be useful. I'm going to keep that Boomrat for a wee while. I could send that Boomrat to go over and explode in the face of our enemies. Wouldn't work against mechs, but would certainly work against humans. Boomrats are not as good as Boomlopes, though. What's their gestation period? Oh, they have litters! And they're not very hungry, are they? Hunger rate... So they eat vegetables and crap like that, but hunger rate is very low. Any Boomalopes on the map? No. What's the gender of the one we just got? It's a female. How do you feel about getting ourselves a male one? I don't know if they fight back if you fail at that. No chance of that failing. We got a closer male one. Well, that's much closer. Go and get that one instead. Those Shijon informed Mikhail they must obey orders and work. Mikhail is accepted. Well, that's old news, though. We're waiting on Meowzilla to actually recruit rather than be intimidated in. Was it a mod, or can you milk Boomalopes for chem fuel? You were able to. That's what I remember being able to do. Where's that sleepy one? These are boom rats, of course. Oh, it's even further away. Ah, well, it doesn't really matter. Animal productivity. Meat amount and growth time. Oh, grows pretty fast. But maybe you can milk Boomalopes. Maybe not. I think I saw something about Boomalopes becoming unable to be tamed in the patch notes. The boom rats are your only boom that you can get. Well, boom is still boom. If I send out a bunch of boom things over to the enemy, that could really help. The problem is they'll probably get shot and die before they come over, but wouldn't... Oh, well. Oh, I'm having second thoughts about this already. Yeah, I'm having big old second thoughts about it. Oh well, could send them all the way to die at one time at least. And as much as I like having this around, now that I'm having my own defenses, I will demolish those. These made for good defenses for somebody that went hidden here, but I'll get rid of them lest our enemy use them later on. Simple meals going away is no big deal, I don't care about that. We don't really make simple meals, these are just ones that we have found on bodies. Alright, PP's finally leaving us. With one leg. That's a lot of hopping. It's not going to be good for the knees. Probably build another skull spike around here because you always walk past it. And when we have some time, I'd like to get some more trees going. Wood is going a little bit too low for my liking. Although there's plenty to be built. We have people getting on that building at least. Or if nothing else, hauling things around. Body strap complete. Mikhail, you know what you have to do. Wear it. Normal quality, huh? Suppression offset. Covers the torso and offers a bit of protection, so there's your reward there. And he's not very good at hot temperatures. Where'd that? I thought I told you to wear this duster. Oh, this is outer. That's why I didn't want to make it before. Whoops. Whoops, whoops, whoops. That was a mistake. He's gonna melt out here. How can I cool him down? Are there any particularly cooling trousers? How are trousers like on temperature? I can't give him a hat. He already has headgear on. I like the name Mikhail, but I guess we'll get more attached to him if he's someone from chat. Who from chat did not submit a character to the game and wants to be our slave here? Actually, it's not about wanting to be a slave at all, is it? No, it's really not. Can I even rename slaves? I can. Excellent. Mikhail Chan. No, I don't think so. You know what? Ryan Rex, the first thing he ever said around here was me, so we're going to bring in Ryan. And I'm going to misspell it, evidently. There you go, Ryan. Right, maybe I could make some good trousers. Or I could make some middling thing for you. But and other than Thrumbo fur, what do I have that I can make good trousers out of? Or do I already have some made out of Devil Strand, because Devil Strand's very good at it. Not that I'm seeing here. Devil Strand trousers would almost certainly give him good temperature regulation. Well, I say that, but a button-down shirt doesn't give him a lot of it off of that. Camel hide, good heat protection, button down. Yeah, you make a good point on that. Camel hide, well, these ones, those are poor. Probably better than that, though. Light leather. Checking through what I have, trying to make this guy not die on me. Don't have a lot going for us here, but I do think we have some spare camel hide, don't we? 104 camel hide. Do you think you could make a... what would it be then? This is skin, which is okay. Button-down t-shirt, good for temperature. 1.8 on the button-down. 1.8 on that. So they're both the same. And what about the trousers? A little bit. I can make both for him. Oh, but doesn't he get more desire to flee when I give him nice clothes? I think he does, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Have some trousers and have a button-down t-shirt. And the only thing we're allowing to make them out of is camel hide. Just one. Don't make me regret treating you like a person. Was the slave bondage gear only outerwear? You could give him a shirt. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do then. Meanwhile, he goes around and hauls and cleans for us, which means I could probably take nicks off of all of his cleaning, or at least reduce it. I don't reduce it by much, though, does it? Why is he on crafting? Shouldn't have nicks crafting. Nicks should be constructing or researching. Which means, oh, that's actually quite good. The existence of Ryan allows Nyx to activate his big brain. Not as big as advertised. I still would rather have him constructing, though. Also, I do not want this place roofed yet. I'll roof it later. Meowzilla will be joining us shortly. He's just putting up a bit of a fight. Also, people should be happy that we have a slave. Probably not you, because you are the slave, but here we go. Slaves in the colony means we're on the right path. And we feel good because we enslaved somebody. How about that recent raid we did, though? It was still recent enough. And he's fully healed on top of that. Wonderful. I do worry about this, though. That comfortable temperature is not very comfortable for the poor man. There we go. Fallen Imperium. Getting good relations with us. It goes down a lot regularly, though. But if we just keep pumping it up to 75, we'll make allies with the strongest allies in the game. They send very few people, but those people are very good at what they do. Where'd that t-shirt go? Somebody drop it off here already? Oh, you dropped it off. Well, clue yourself in. It was for you. Doesn't give a lot of heat insulation, but it's a bit more than none. And putting that on didn't seem to hit this much, but I don't like that Slave Rebellion intermission, or interval. Jumping up and down like crazy, though. His ability to move is making him do that. So if I gave him Flak Vest... No, that's probably something else that makes him feel better about it. What are you idling for? There's dirt on the ground. There we go. Clean that up. I should give him something to do when he's not doing the rest of that, but I don't know what I'd have him do. I thought he's meant to be sowing plant. Oh, right. Trees are a bit beyond his ability. I could make him plant a lot of useless stuff for the hell of it. Yeah, it's not too shabby that he just keeps a clean nose. So if proximity to weapons does something, I bet it's those elephant tusks that are helping out here. But tusk apparently doesn't count as something here. I would actually like utility items coming in here as well. This thing has a very high capacity for items. Having maintained some nice flowers for the colony. I don't know about that. What's the minimum thing for strawberries? I think that's 5, and I think Ryan has 4. He does have 4, but he'd be damn good if he did plant some half-decent stuff. Tell you what, I'm going to order a big old growing zone of corn that I don't even really intend on using. I just want you to grow it. And I can do it down here quite safely. Look at that. Give me all the corn I could ever want. Actually, corn seems like a bit of a waste of time. What could I have? Smoke leaves, make lots of joints to sell to people. Would boost my wealth like mad, though. Fiber corn. Okay, fiber corn. I'll do that. People keep pinging at me for not making fiber corn for some reason. Ryan, get to work. Wait, he's gonna harvest agave? We even have agave. Oh, there's agave here. Not that I make much use of agave, but it would have been good early on if I was really pressed and had to retreat down here to know that I had food. Make him mop up the lake bed of blood. No, I like the lake bed of blood. It's a good show of dominance. Okay, Lavash is just choosing to sleep there, that's fine. Botch, 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 botch. Come on, Nix. Him and his rickets. You could punch those for scrap. These are easier destroyed with grenades. Actually, I could finally get around to clearing this if I had somebody that didn't have anything better to do. Couple more chats with him and he'll be done and dusted. Oh, he does help with the harvesting. Okay, 8 days. We have 8 days to get ourselves... Oh! Oh no. Right, difficult choices to be made here. Do we waste the guaranteed... Do we potentially waste the guaranteed taming of these? Or do we hold on to this for a male thrumbo? Male thrumbo is very rare. It's unlikely it's going to come in those 8 days. The answer is to make use of Ryan's 13 skill of animals to tame these. Sorry to say, but I'm taking you off of these ones. Lona. Lona's going to hate me for this, by the way. Lona's no longer handling. Ryan is. Yeah, this is a new army right here. No health conditions, apart from an old gunshot in the ear, which doesn't matter for an elephant. Alright, Nix, go and get yourself treated. Oh, it feels so good for me to have a rest. You don't even know the hell I've been through. He's got a very good chance with animals here. And he gets us one. I'm going to need another animal here. A female one, of course. Any ladies in chat fancy being an elephant here? Females are all the better, though. We need more of those, not fewer. Elephants, that is, of course. Don't be daft. Alright, here we go. Welcome aboard. I don't know how to say this name, Kyra, but we're going to go with Kyra. Oh my goodness, Ryan. See, this is why we had Lona as the person to take care of elephants. You don't know your arse from your elbow when it comes to being an elephant whisperer. Fail, 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 even with improved chances. I hope these elephants aren't going to be running out of food. They are kind of eating the map. I could give them access to more of the map, though. Another failure from Ryan. Jings, man, what a... Oh, he's going for the boom rat. I forgot I even set that one for taming, but off you go. Well, he got a little better at animals. Failed at that. Okay, forget the boom rat. This guy's just wasting my time here. His resilience has been broken by John. Recruitment attempts can begin. Also, I need someone volatile in chat who feels like they're willing to just go and kamikaze into my enemies. Because that's exactly what the boom rat here is going to be doing. Winter Wolf, you're a wolf. I'm not going to give you the name of this kind of thing. I'm going to call this guy Chull, because I saw Chull in chat, and that sounds like a disposable name. There we go. Things finally going smoothly for us, and we're about to get our 7th member of the society. Oh my goodness, Kyra just joined and immediately... I don't know who impregnated them, but they went for it. This is where the mod for choosing the jobs would be a bit better right now, because I could dissect it between... I think I want to keep these open. I could differentiate between maintenance training and training new animals, which would not waste this inspired taming. Now I have that because if I get a Mega Sloth or a... Well, I'm not even sure I'd want a Mega Sloth at this point. I want another... Come on, use the words. I have the power. Another pot and hive? Yeah, sure. I wanted another Thrumbo so I could breed them. A male one, of course. Next, still failing to put things together. Okay, what's our quest here? Oh, that's good. These are rare and very, very good. An orbiting ship wants to test a new type of insect pheromone, releasing 16 hives. The downside is that's a ton of hives. That is so many hives. That is so many hives. That was one hive and it had 6 or 7 of the buggers. Imagine all the blood. I am imagining all the blood, that's the thing. How long's that quest good for? But a Psylink Neuroformer is so good. Hey! Oh, it's only 2 travelers. I thought, hey, if I bring in a small army to deal with it, that's fine. Don't be a coward, Jake. What would our venerated elephants say? They'd probably go... and then die. Or at the very least, create a new trail of blood. 16 hives is 15 more than you've ever handled simultaneously before. Aye. Aye. No better time to do it now. If you wait, Randy will yell at you again. Yeah, but maybe I could provoke the hives when I get a huge invasion, and then I just hunker down inside the base here. The thing is, unless the hives pop out here, they're not actually going to attack me, and I still get the Psylink Neuroformer. The problem is, if the hives spawn here, I am buggered. All flavors of buggered. Hey, welcome aboard, Meowzilla. Now he's a custom one, so he gets to keep his name. And he gets a bedroom. Here you go. There you go, a real bedroom. And it's decent, although it's not very good. Might be nice to have a proper large, or at least a wee sculpture. Made out of, ooh, I don't know. Well, anything at this point, really, but... Slate, I know, is a pain for you to work with. Does the work amount change depending on what you're making it out of? We have plenty of slate. It wouldn't be too bad to make another one. I just want to give him something to give him a decent bedroom. Okay, it's no drugs for everybody, because nobody's allowed drugs. How did you end up being first in the line here? How do I move him along here? There we go. Don't get too high on yourself there, Meowzilla. He's a big brain. I need him for researching. It's tempting to even build another research post just to give him more of that. Could even build it there. Been a nice bit of yin-yang going on. It's dark here, but it's lit here. Probably makes it okay. Then I can install one of these half-decent chairs for him to use. No kidding, I need a lot of research done. I'm a generous god. People get lots of recreation time. You can go wherever you want to go. Just paste to eat, though. No drugs. It's hot out here, and you get actual medicine. Stone confers a 5 times work amount value from materials. Yes, but I'm wondering if that transfers to making art as well. Yeah, art is always the same amount of work as expected. Apparently the home faction. So I guess you'd have to re-imprison a slave to have them brought back in. There's a real person. Terror 50%. Suppression falls as follows. Terror 0. 50% is minus 25%. But that terror is going to fluctuate quite a lot depending on what he sees when he goes about his business. So really what I'd need is more skull spikes around here for him to see as he goes up and down. I'm not sure I should clean the outside here. It's going to get filthy anyway. But as he wanders around, he should see these skull spikes. And heavens knows I have blocks for it. Is he ever going to start planting down here? I want him to get better at plants. Oh, right, yeah, I told him to try and get these elephants on my side. Well, you did it. I need elephant names. I'm going to need another 5 of them, actually. And you know what else I'm going to need? A lot of food. Alright, welcome aboard, Doc Spengler. You gonna get this one? Oh, you failed again. Failing's what you do, Ryan. And I see somebody else wanting to be one. We got Modo. Did you just bleed? Something bled. What could it all mean? Another failure there. This ordering throws me off every time. I'm sure Lona wants to get back to maintaining our elephants, but I need to grab everyone I can. And Ryan Rex needs to get on that. Let's keep all these open so people can go back and forth nice and easily. Really eating up the ground, though. There's not a lot of ground left for my things to eat. I do have plenty of hay, though. And I don't mind people going and eating that hay. But I should probably have a little dedicated place, say even here, just a little hay bit for them to eat from. So I will. I can just set up a little hayloft area here, which is quick and easy for me to assign and unassign. Although, this is where I do my butchering, but that could be moved, no problem. And I have loads of kibble. I don't need to make more kibble for a long, long time. So I don't need to worry about that. Okay. Just convincing myself of things here. Temperature doesn't even need to be a concern. Just keep it nice and safe. Shove the hay in here. Plant a lot of flowers for food. I don't understand the point of putting down flowers. Maybe someday I will, but not just now. He's busy doing maintenance training as well. Oh, it's time for the marriage. Next, for God's sake. Well, Ryan would normally be cleaning it, but unfortunately he's doing maintenance training, which is not what we want at all. I could leave those two, but I really do want to get them, so I'll let them be. This place is filthy though, Ryan. Clean it up. We're meant to have a good wedding of this. Oh, Ryan isn't privy to the wedding. I guess slaves don't get to see this happy occasion. Oh man. Health, Lona, you want to share a word right now? Right in front of the steel gibbet cage containing Shah the Illuminator. You're about to exchange your vows. How far are we into the first big colony move? Oh, the big move. That's a ways away. Okay, you guys just gonna stare at each other for a while? Oh, Meowzilla popped in just in time. Just in time to claim that they had attended the wedding. These freaking guys. Okay, that's going to be your room there, and it needs a couple of braziers, which hopefully I have the tech for. Is it under temperature? Is it under power? Misc? Don't tell me I have to research these things. I don't want to hear that. Here we go. It's under furniture. I think steel ones are flammable. They're not, thank goodness. Then steel... Nah, we'll make them out of slate. Or even granite. How much work is it to make one of these? 13, that's fine. I'm just gonna make it 70 or so. Great song playing here, I love it. Brazier times 2. All floored, all must be lit, no work facilities allowed. Gotcha. Well, if you're gonna have this anywhere, you should have it right bang in the center. Oh god, how do you center a room like this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ah, there is no center. That's going to annoy some people, but not me. I don't care. Oh yeah, we have a search function. How oft I forget that. Okay. Hey, Meowzilla. I wonder what weapon you'd like. You're good at shooting. Well, you're passable at shooting. That sounds like bolt-action rifle to me. I should give Nyx a bolt-action rifle, but I quite like him having the shotgun. Slave rebellion likely, Jake. Time to beat the slave. He seems fine. Besides, John is meant to be telling him to... Wait, who's under wardening? John is. As our best talker. We should probably have that on a higher thing there. Oh no, I did not set up Meowzilla's tasks. Whoops. You're not too bad as a doctor. I'll have you down as 4 so you can doctor in a pinch. Otherwise... What am I even going to have you do? I need to have a good look at your skills and figure that out. Everyone should have hauling and cleaning as something that they can do, but... meow. Unthinkable, but your intellect is going to be quite useful to me. Construction and intellectual. In that order, I think. There's always a demand for intellect, so I don't really have a problem with having so few jobs for one person. Construct if you can, if not, do intellect. If I want you to do something else, I can make that happen as the need arises. I'll assign you to cooking so that you can do it if I order you to. But it's a low prio job compared to everything else. Poor Voomer. If Voomer had asked for a rifle, you could get the rifle. But this mute doesn't open her bleeding mouth. Plus, it's a good, it is a good revolver. She has asked, well, I'm not seeing it. I'm sure if she wanted me to hear her, she would have at least pinged me. A lot of building work being done for once. Oh, Ryan Rex is actually going to guarantee... Oh man, what if we get multiple thrombos though? That's unlikely to happen. It would be a waste to hold out on that. But I don't know. I just don't know. I'd be putting a lot of eggs in not many baskets. You know, Voomer could try to get the... Nah, forget it. I'll have Ryan waste his one. Actually, no, Lona. Perfect, perfect, very perfect, in fact. Ryan's one will last longer, so Lona can get back to handling. Ryan can stop handling altogether. And then we can actually get a bit of extra time on that if we get rare thrombos. Yeah, 9 days from now, 2 thrombos visit. I wonder if you... Wait, what? Rook, are you okay? Uh-oh. Between the brain injuries and the pregnancy, you actually can't move. We actually have to have a human-assisted birth here. It was Rook, right? Someone needs to go and save Rook. Who's actually up and on the bout? Ryan, you're someone who I don't care about, so you go and rescue Rook, please. Grumble, grumble. So, okay, once you're out here, you can see an escape route and your rebellion interval increases. But if you're in here, there we go. Less thoughts like that. Need to have you more terrorized. Sadly, I had to step away for 2 seconds and presumes Jake asked if she wanted the rifle in her absence. Alright, jeez. Boomer, here's your rifle. Ketchink. I feel awfully low on corn right now. Good thing corn can stretch. I've got a lot of berries hanging around here. It's gotten to the point where I could actually quite happily throw berries into these as well. But no, I like having berries there for quick access. Even Igor likes to eat the berries. Remember to promote John. The braziers aren't lit. The meditation throne isn't there. It's not an impressive room either, is it? By the way, John, are you ever going to get to making that sculpture? Here's the thought. How are we doing on silver? 3,000 or so. I wouldn't mind making a nice grand sculpture out of silver. Oh, but it would require 4,000 silver. That's not happening then. Okay, then a large sculpture made out of silver would be nice. It's only going to cost 1,000 of it. Clear all this garbage. Make it out of silver. John is making it, of course. And let's suspend that. Or just make it 0. And I think John is still on high... Well, he likes to warden, but if he's not wardening, art... Art should come there. Because art is something that I demand that he does every now and then. I wanted Ryan to get better with these plants. And he is getting better. I just kind of wish he was cleaning up the place. Right, screw this fiber corn, it's a waste of everyone's time. Or just delete the whole area. It's of no real consequence. We're almost there, John. We can almost promote you. Need to assign a throne for him. Well, the throne's going in. There we go. Here's your throne, John. Although you're probably going to think this isn't good enough for someone like me. All Brazil. Okay. Someone's going to light them. Meowzilla, light that one up. And who else was free around here? I swear somebody else was walking up around here. Oh, it's Nyx. There we go. We got good old elephant one. So I need another elephant coming in. Who wants to be our newest elephant? This newest elephant, which of course... There we go. Goes into the elephant zone. Here we, dear we. I'm never going to choose your name because it's stupid. Just how's anyone meant to say it? All it does is anger anybody who looks at it. I will endeavor to never name anything in the games after you. Instead, I'm going to go with the name of Linus. There we go. I don't care if it's rude, it's correct. Look at it. Here we do-we're. What is that even meant to be? Okay, Rook is sleeping away here. Rook is... Oh, how are they coming along? Rook is going to be there for 4 days and need to be fed manually. And they're probably going to be fed kibble or something else. Of course they're going to be fed kibble or something else. That didn't make any sense. Really low on corn. I've got maybe a day or two left of corn. And I don't actually want to sow more of these things. Got plenty of them as it is. It means champion in Welsh. See, there's the problem right there. Okay, Nyx is on the case. Has he cleared his parasites yet? No, of course not. Bloody bleeding Nyx. Oh, but we might clear it now. Also, throne not usable because of how it's set up. Must be placed indoors. Ah, that's right. We need to give it a roof. The braziers must be lit. No, I can put roofs over that as well. It's interesting. I don't really care that much about getting you good at plants, do I? I don't have a... Well, no, the idea of having my slave kind of tend to my garden seems kind of nice. Would free up John for some other jobs. Because he's had to do planting for so long that he's neglected his artistic sides. Look at Ryan botching all this plant work. Still, the plant work will be done soon enough, and then he can go on and do the cleaning up and such. There we go. Get that done, and now we can finally promote John. He's probably going to demand some fancy clothes. I don't think I'm going to give him fancy clothes. He's happy enough without it as long as he can kill people. Besides, look, he's got a cape, he's got an authoritative hat on. There we go. Would be a terrible time for those insects to arrive now, wouldn't it? How many people do we have protecting them? 5, 6. These guys will get ravaged by 16 hives, though. Oh, look at that stuff we could steal if we just captured him. There used to be a bug where you could just capture him, the other guys would just go away. You could even capture all of them if you like. Recon armor that's not bio-coded, a charge lance that isn't bio-coded. This stuff is so damn good. The ideogram should be under MISC. One of your mods is likely breaking it. Are you sure? Because ideogram is something that you can set as your ideology to have, and all I did was remove having it. Maybe that was the problem. Doesn't matter though. No ideogram, no problem. Alright, John, time for you to go and have your ceremony. This is a big day for everyone, especially you. Yeah, I could heat up the room and give them heat stroke to take their stuff. It's only 32 degrees in this room. Terrible, unimpressive, honourable, grandiose, because the room is crap. Tell you what, we can temporarily move this over so it looks a lot better than it is. Nix, could you get on that, please? And then we can have the thingamajigger. When you remove the ideogram, you sort of crippled bits of your technology working as well as they could. Ah, well, that's okay. We roll with the punches around here. Oh, suddenly it's looking a whole lot better. Let's do it. His mercy, a person must be rolling their eyes at the thought of having to do this in a concrete-filled room. None of these are our people, I think. We'd be able to tell if they were followers of our ways, but they're not. All right, John, it's the big moment for everyone, especially you. Did Meow and Ryan both fight for the place? Yes, they had a fight with 2 elephant tusks. Ryan lost, so he's the slave. Meow won. He is the colonist. But everyone's pretty damn pumped right now, which is good. So this will instill, like, I think 2 level silent new reformer in John and give him some free skills. Hopefully they're good skills, but low level ones seldom are. Skip is amazing. Skip is just instant teleportation, so good for rushing into combat, so good for rushing dangerous ranged opponents over to your melee units. If there's one spell you want and it's going to win you a fight against mechs, it's Skip. Skip a centipede over to melee range so you can engage it there so it stops using its big attacks. Skip the... you can even skip people onto your traps. Now that's cruel. Berserk Pulse is awesome, but it's exhausting. Most people can only use it twice. You can slurp some go juice to get some immediate, or is it wake up? Something like that to give you the power to use it more. Still would really like to steal all your stuff there, but oh well. There we go, title gained, and wow, it was a grandiose bestowing. The odds of that was under 20%. Illustration received 2 honor as a sign of respect for gathering 8 spectators. Is that all we get out of it, or do we get some other bonuses for it being so grandiose? Something like I had a grandiose thing. Received Acolyte title, level 8, Conquest. Everybody's very happy for now. Although we're hungry and he does... Oh, his bedroom isn't good enough. He wants a double bed. John, jeez, man. I guess I could make you a double bed, but I don't have a lot of things to make it out of. Could cut down some of this wood, though. Maybe some of it's ready to go. No, I should get the most out of all the wood that I can. Still, good job, John. The abilities that you got were... Solar Pinhole and Neural Heat Dump. Neural Heat Dump is rubbish. Actually, it's useless for me right now. And Solar Pinhole is kind of good at times, but that's about it. So he's just basking in glory. There we go. Did other people enjoy that? They did actually. Ooh, wow, that's a big boost for quite a while. We can expect a few inspirations, I dare say. Pinhole produces a lot of light and a little bit of heat in any room. In fact, why doesn't Illustration show it off? Sadly, you have to recruit people for... Not recruit, what's the word? You have to draft people for it. So there we go. Use Solar Pinhole. I'm going to make him maintain... actually, if he just maintains 50, that's fine. 50 Psi Focus will be okay. He's probably going to come down here to do his Psi Focusing, but I'm having this back. I don't care how crappy your room is. So there we go. This Solar Pinhole produces a lot of light and a little bit of heat. Switch John and Meow's bedrooms. Oh, so he gets a bigger, better bedroom? Nah, he just needs a double bed. What do I make a double bed out of, lacking all this wood? Oh yeah, permit. God, I love permits. I think you choose them here. He only has 1 permit, and it's got to be Trooper Squad. My favourite is to go Trooper Squad, Janissary Squad, Transport Shuttle, and Aerodrome Salvo. Those are my 4 of choice. I think you get up to 5 points, but it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. This will be very, very useful. Give it to me. So now, at the drop of a hat, he can call for a trooper squad, but it takes something like 40 days to refresh, so we've got to pick and choose our time. Can you use it for indoor plants? No, the solar pinhole only produces 50% light, but it does it over a large area. And there's still one elephant out there that needs to be ours, right? I think so. I'm sure we missed one. There you are. Just wandering around. Good thing we don't have the mechs here. That would make this sort of stuff look kind of awkward. Don't want to make it out of stone, but what are my options? I don't want to make it out of steel either. Yeah, Randy falling asleep is helping me out here, but to be fair, I've not been playing very quickly for quite a while now. Yeah, I'm only too happy to have Randy fall asleep for a bit. Meowzilla should make an excellent researcher. That neuroticness is going to help out a lot. And Nyx should be able to get on more of that. Did I assign Nyx? Yeah, if Nyx isn't constructing, he should be researching. Good. And tomorrow should be a very bright new day for us. Oh, except I'm out of food. I mean, some people are going to be a bit hungry. It's alright, I can harvest some of this stuff just to get us a bit of a head start in the food. John, you like doing that kind of stuff. You go and... Oh, he's wanted to make a sculpture. Health, you're on that kind of stuff, right? He's going to feed corn to Rook. I guess, but I'd rather you... Oh, whatever. I'd rather you cut down the corn that we have here. Pretty please. Oh, he's harvesting the hay grass. Look, I need this stuff harvested. Or else people are going to go hungry. Now go and haul that as well. And now people can eat. Bulk goods trader. Excellent, they'll buy clothes. Oh, finally. It's all coming together. This is reward for dealing with those 5 mech raids. Well, they weren't all raids, but allow me to engorge the situation a bit. There we go. Rook's just going to sit there until it's baby time. I should really put Rook out of his misery, out of her misery. But females can breed. Mini slugger. By the way, who shot a revolver into your head? I don't want to point fingers, but I know some people that use revolvers. I'm just going to reinstall you over here as well. Just keep all the hay indoors here. And it's roofed too. And that means when our animals get too hungry, or when I completely clear out all the grass around here, if that ever happens, and it likely will, I can just tell them they're free to go and access that. I can even keep the door permanently open if I like, no problem there. Hay does spoil, but it spoils very slowly. I plucked this stuff 2 quartrums ago and then some, and it's still not done. Okay, how good's the silver sculpture going to be, John? You haven't flexed your artistic muscles in quite a while. Also, Ryan finally got to level 5 on plants. Good on you. What are you making for us, John? He's made a normal one. Normal's a bit of a shame, but at least we can give you a throne room worth having. And silver's quite nice. It's 205 beauty, but I mean the jade one is 520. Still, he'll appreciate having a nice throne piece there. Or you're going to need it for your bedroom. Hard to say, actually. I'll put it in the throne room. How easy was it to swap permits? Oh, you can reset them all, but you have to pay the honor cost if you've used some on top of another 5 honor cost. Igor lovingly nuzzled health. It's easy to forget that we have Igor around here. He's the only initial animal that I didn't slaughter, because he very quickly chose to bond. And let me tell you, that was a good call for him. Kept him alive, his bond with health. We got a lot of baby elephants on the way. We're about to hit critical mass of elephants. Oh, here's some more elephants. What are they bringing in? I could do with wood, by the way, guys. A lot of wood. Well, they've got a lot of wood. And some silver and stuff. Right, there's a lot of trading to be done. The best person for trade price improvement remains John. Are these people going to enter here or what? Or are they just going to hang around outside? Oh well, there we go. Their farming workplace over there. Hunting site, panther fur, pemmican. The ancient complexes if I want to go ham with elephants in them. Which might be an idea. It's always an idea. Mare, stallion, yak, hen, kibble, pemmican. I'm just going to sell these packaged survival meals. I don't have much use for them. And the agave fruits. I don't like those. And I have way too many berries. Take some of these, please. And I'm already taking all of their money from them, so I'm going to keep something of this. I guess I could keep the berries. I'll keep the packaged survival meals, they don't go off. No, I should look to get rid of the stuff I have way too much of first. So any crappy clothes that I have. Crappy. Anything that's low quality or already worn, just get rid of it. Bird skin? Bird skin is bad. I just want to... I always end up having way too many clothes in this game. Button-down shirt is fine, it's unworn. Muffalo, sorry, if it's worn it's gotta go. Even if it's not that worn. I like dusters, but not poor dusters. I can always make more if the need arises. Bison wool pants. No. Synth thread t-shirt is good. Synth thread's really good. But I'm still going to get rid of it. Cloth jacket, just all this stuff. If I can get rid of it, let's get rid of it. Keep the good stuff. That is actually good. Keep you. Good cloth duster is worth having. Parka, buy. Devil strand is good. That's a good parka. Goodbye. Poor hats, not worth my time. Torques, I'm never going to use. Bowler hat. Why do I have a bowler hat? I'll keep it though. I might have use for that down the line. Cloth torque. Bye bye. You can also gift them crap for goodwill. That is an idea. I should hold on to that. I have a lot of stuff I could give away. They don't have a lot of stuff to give me though, which is unfortunate. I want their wood. That much is a given, but that's not worth a lot of money. Don't need their medicine. I could buy heavy fur. Thick skin insulates well and protects very well, so it would be nice to get some more heavy fur. And then I'd probably give them all my crappy furs and things. Can't go wrong with heavy fur, you really cannot. I could, well, that's almost a fair trade right there. Anything else worth taking or keeping for myself out of all this? Heavy fur isn't that useful in a hot climate, no, but it still makes good protective gear. No, I'm not taking that bleeding hen. I don't want lots of animals. I don't want a huge animal diversity. Thrumbo, good. Elephant, good. More than that, I don't think so. Head wrap. Oh god, head wrap. No, thank you. Well, I guess I'll have to keep some of my more expensive stuff for myself, like these good, that good parka. And there we go. We didn't get a mood boost for trading. Actually, there's no point getting goodwill. I'm already allied with the Lanzo people. Ah, so I don't even have crappy stuff to give them. That's a shame. Oh well, John, we did what we did. Where's their goods? Where are the goods we bought off of them? That's all on the ground here. Get hauling, John. Kinda wish I had someone good at constructing and crafting, because I'd love to give them the specialized role for it. Well, there's crafting and there's construction. Meowzilla could actually get our special role for it. I have the Engineer of Destruction, which makes them do more quality on crafts and construction work, and gives them general labor speed and construction. Oh, that's good. That is good. They won't... There's a lot of things they won't do. Handling, cooking, growing, mining, cutting, hauling, cleaning. But I really have them around to do research, so I will keep that in mind. It's going to strip Voomer away from her role as the crafter, but I think it's worth giving to Meowzilla. Have you checked out the KV trading spot? Good for traders. No, because I would game the hell out of it. I would tell my traders to go into a room, set it on fire, and then take all their stuff. I don't trust myself to resist that, so I don't use that mod. Plus, unreliable traders is an important part of the game. Don't take corn, just haul this stuff. Health doing what he does best. We don't know what that is, but he's doing it. Yeah, that roll does need that bowler hat, doesn't it? Which we did hang on to. Okay, things are good-ish. Better if I had more of this corn harvested. It's almost ready to roll, though. And we'll get more of it soon. John, we need a few more sculptures around here. Meowzilla could do with a decent, well, a more decent bedroom. I just worry for using all these blocks. Make it anyway, though. Small ones out of slate, please. 300 work for that. It seems like it's more value to make large ones. You know what? Make a large one out of slate instead. I hear peps and you have good taste. Yeah, the P music mod is so damn good. Oh, speaking of so damn good, Voomer has just become a region-leading master of knowledge. And that is exactly what I need to chew through this abusive levels of research needed by us. If I want Starflight stuff, 12,000 research points needed. Does the game expect me to have gigantic colonies? I don't like gigantic colonies. Ryan, I'm getting a bit sick of you doing all this plant work. But you are our slave. My initial thought was to call the slave Helden, but I passed on that. He's good at Malay for what it's worth. And it's kind of disgusting how good he is at animal work. I mean, Jinx is as good as Lona. Actually, Lona's about to become a little bit better, so good on you, Lona. There we go, berries rotting is no big deal. I constantly make more berries. Kind of wondering why I do at this point. Don't have that many people. I don't have anybody to feed on berries. We feed people on corn. I could even consider making more corn. It just depends how big a payload this is going to be. Or, of course, moving my berries over here. That's still an option. Maybe Ryan hauls stuff just to make more aesthetic stockpiles. It would be really nice to... Actually, it's something I should do now, is make better stockpiles. Haul that hay, for starters. Wake up, get up. I could even make him an addict. I could make him addicted to wake up or something so he doesn't ever really need to sleep. The animals have eaten this stuff. I am going to... Actually, I'm just going to keep them away from this side so that this whole area can replenish its grasses and things. I'll have them eat this. There's still plenty of grasses around here for my elephants and others to eat. And when that exhausts it, I'm really going to have to start thinking about the hay grass production. We're getting to the point where the land itself is not enough for my massive herd of elephants. Or I could unrestrict them, but that's very dangerous. They will die, and we'll be unhappy if elephants die. Poor Rook. Just forced to sit there. It's... I could sterilize them. I was wondering about euthanizing. I wonder if I could euthanize Rook. We're getting to the point where I have enough elephants that it's not going to be not going to matter losing out on one. And Rook's constant problems with the brain. Oh, well, here I thought Nyx would be the one getting the plague, but no, it's Lona. The plague seems somewhat important to get rid of. Well, Lona, you go and rest up. I don't want you dying from plague here. You could use the increased fertility of hydroponic basins. For what? I can't grow hay in it. I can grow... Oh, also, I don't have hydroponic basins. And I will not have hydroponic basins for a long time. Where are they even? I don't think they're this early. Oh, there's hydroponics. I'm not investing 1,400 in it. I'm not sure how I'd feel about a naked person dealing with that. Also, that tend quality was awful. Doesn't improve immunity that much. Get back to work, Lona. If you really have problems, then we'll see to that later. Ryan, get the hell up. There's work for you to do. Undignified bed. Oh yeah, I still didn't give you that double bed, did I? Furniture. Double bed. We'll make it here next to where all the wood is. And then get it done lickety-spit. Really tempted to give Meowzilla that specialized role. That means Boomer will no longer be in charge of crafting. They'll only be in charge of thinking and doctoring. And that is plenty. Yeah, it's gonna happen. Sorry, Boomer, but Meowzilla came in and just ended up being better than you. He's a teetotaler. Oh, I got 2 teetotalers. That's awful. That'll be under work. Boomer. Boomer's on growing? Not on my watch, you're not. Also, Lona helping out with growing? It's no big deal, but... Constructing? Nah. Even Nyx, even though you're good at construction, Meowzilla should be the one that does pretty much all construction work. Well, all the quality construction work. I'm going to boost your construction and your tailoring and crafting. And I'm going to remove your tailor work and your crafting work. Well, the crafting was used for the blocks, but I don't think that's going to be important. We don't craft many blocks right now. So now Meowzilla is going to be in charge of everything we need to tailor and craft and construct. And if he's not doing any of that, he'll research. Nyx will research if he's not constructing as well. He's still good at constructing. I don't know, when there's bulk construction work to be done, Nyx is there to help out. But Meowzilla is a one-man construction machine, so Nyx should just be thinking. But Nyx sucks at thinking. Yeah, I'll still have you help out with that then. The only reason Nyx is doing intellect at all is because I desperately needed a second fiddle here. And at I think he started at 3 or 4. No, I think he started out at 0, but we just made him apply that bloody tech print. Point is, Ryan. Here's your new role. Ryan? Meow. Point is, Meow. Here's your new role. You are the engineer of destruction. Won't handle, cook, grow, mine, plant, cut, haul, clean. All fine. But he needs a bowler hat. Where's that bowler hat at? Ah, here it is. It's pretty rubbish. Actually, why don't you, as your first order, make yourself a bowler hat? I'm not going to get rid of all this stuff because I don't want it. Made out of 20 ingredients? Well, I'm going to make it out of Devil Strand because I think that's the most temperature regulating thing I have. Unless Thrumbofur is better. Heat 24. Thrumbofur, heat 22. So Devil Strand it is. Although, we really like Thrumbofur. Oh, go on, treat yourself. Gonna be Meowzilla, of course. Wait, what were you doing down there? Thrumbofur, more protective, other forms of damage, and cold. Yeah, but it's never gonna get cold here unless we get a cold snap. Poor Rook, just sitting there waiting to have that baby. I'm not even sure that Rook can be trained in attacking anymore. Whilst Lona goes up to brave the final elephant who has rejected all calls to join us. One colonist serving them for 10 days. Oh, shield pack. Honor as well. 10 days of losing somebody. Who could we possibly stand to lose for 10 days and not really care? I just don't know. Think of John's honor. John, if you're here, you can dictate who we send away. If you're not here, well, I have an idea or two. He says. Can you send slaves? I wonder about that. It says one colonist here, and slaves are decidedly not colonists. I think it's time for Nyx to take a vacation. Well, he finally got through his muscle paralysis, but yeah, we'll take it. Enslavement will accept it. They're going to send something. How are you feeling, Lona, by the way? Oof, you're only barely beating the plague. Hopefully the next 10 quality is better. I'm actually going to give you better medicine. I don't want to lose you to the plague. Which is a whole body issue. Alright, I need to turn off Quality Builder or else Meowzilla won't make it. There we go, got our last elephant. Who's going to be our new elephant friend? All of our elephants are elephant friends, to be fair. The slave is more useful than Nyx. Good reminder. The word of health will help. Where'd Lona go? Oh, Lona's over here. But Lona's on her way back, so it should be okay. Did Meow make his hat? There we go. Wear that nice hat, please. Your comfortable temperature went way down. Oh, no, actually. It stayed more or less the same. Good old Thrumbofur. Excellent. Whispering things into your ear from the naked health. Where'd the shuttle... here it is. I should probably set up a proper place for it to arrive, but hey-ho. Required 1 tribesman. Okay, it's not allowed to send a slave. Alright, Nyx. See ya. It's alright if you're a bit late taking him back, or frankly never take him back. Needs must. And that was the last time we ever saw Nyx. Yeah, Nyx freed himself from parasites only to become a new parasite. Oh, and hey, just sending him off was enough to make Enslavement rise to the level of knight. But now, he needs an even better throne room. Much more impressiveness. A couple of columns and a harp. Well, we're gonna need another harp. It's structure for columns, right? Okay, it's a lot of work to make a column. Oh, no it's not. That was just because it was specifically made of granite. There we go. We haven't been in a raid in a while, this is true. Not that bad. When's the last time we had a slate? Okay, recent conquest was not that long ago. People are still quite happy about it. Probably just feels like it because I'm taking my time here. We could all go on a lovely raiding party now that Nyx is gone. Reminds me of the worst party I ever threw in my life. I had a friend, let's call him Ben, and I said let's have the no Ben party because Ben was away for a while. And you got punished if you ever said Ben's name at the party. Good times. Make sure they don't take the promotion away upon seeing who you... Nick's gonna get there, vomit all over the High Counselor, and then pass out from more parasites. I don't really want to smooth these walls out, that takes a very long time. And I guess the crappy floors that we have here are not helping matters. The thing is, fine flooring costs a lot of blocks that... Well, isn't easy to come... Well, you know, there's plenty of blocks around here, but... I should probably find a lot of slate and make a lot of slate blocks for you. A lot of slate chunks to be had over here. Each chunk is, what, 20 blocks? So that's 800 right there. Oh, he's got an excellent bed. The first excellent bed we've ever had. I guess I could just get rid of this bed to get some wood back. Nice to see Meowzilla rising to the occasion. Everything Meowzilla makes is one level above what it normally would be, and that is, frankly, overpowered. Cozy base, says Surfer Rosa. It is. You know why? Because there's no bleeding kill boxes. The fun kill boxes. The killjoy boxes. You see where I'm getting at with this. I don't believe in them. If anywhere, he should probably get this bigger bedroom that's next to his... next to his throne room. Meowzilla, you can have the joys of having this old room. Reinstall that over there because it was a good table. And John's just happy to make some new sculptures for himself. It's going to take a bit of work to make this place impressive enough for him. He's going to want fine flooring down the line, no doubt. It's only 28 out of 60 impressiveness. You made a copy of the double bed. I did. Whoops. Thanks for pointing that out, though. Do I have the quality builder options here? Quality builder... enable quality builder by default? No. Because that keeps throwing it off because it looks to, I think, Lona for being the best constructor. When it doesn't matter now. I'd rather have Meowzilla be the constructor. He's fast at it, he likes it, he'll level it up nice and quickly. It's just a good deal for him altogether. I'm sick of Ryan spending his time taking care of plants and that. I'm gonna get these down. Hauling is what you were made to do now. Ooh. Inspiration. The next item, art, or figurine she crafts. And this is Lona who has... Wait, how are you doing on that biohazardous thing? Oh, you're doing good. Surprisingly good, because we preached health on you, so I don't need to give you good medicine. Anyway, the next thing you make is going to be 2 levels above normal. There's a chance I could get a masterpiece or legendary work if I construct something good. Don't know what I'd make you do, though. What do we really want to be very good out of Lona? Also, Ryan, why is everything so filthy? Oh, he's going to be gathering chunks. That's not so good for us right now, truth be told. This is an unpleasant place to have that. More art for the throne room. Unfortunately, Lona is not terribly good at the artistic matters. She's barely heard of art, despite having this nearby the whole time. Trying to think if anything could be built to really help with impressiveness. Drapes don't matter that much. Struggling to think of something that would help here. A grand metal throne. How much? Oh, it needs gold for that, and I have 0 gold, sadly. Also, here you go, John. Here's your lovely bed for a lovely guy, I'm sure. Is it getting the bonus from the end table? It is, good, so he gets maximum comfort out of that bed. Meowzilla, it's a game of hot potato here, I know, but just endure it. Oh, we're thinking about that. If Lona, you could clean up this place. I don't want to hear that it's not your job. I should just get rid of this by now. It's not so necessary. I'm curious if Meowzilla is going to crush up these rocks. Anyone will do it, and they are within the radius, so are you going to take care of it? Are you going to play a game of Ur? He's going to sit on the tailor bench and play Ur from there. That's a nice place to enjoy that game. I guess you're just taking a nap there, but I'm glad to see that plague being taken care of. With 60% 10, that's quite a bit better. Okay, Meowzilla is very, very fast at crushing those rocks down. That's good. Now what I would quite like is a tall shelf storage. Sadly, these are expensive. It's being made out of slate, the one thing that I really want more of for this. I could make it out of wood, but I'm also low on wood. But I might make it out of wood anyway. Ah, well, there you go. Could you make this first, by the way, please? Sucks to make it out of wood, but needs must. And I want to see how fast you can make it. Very, very fast. Excellent. Now, I want this to specifically hold chunks. Stone chunks. And it's important, so it's more important than this. Oh, somebody not understanding what a kill box is. A kill box would be if I had this line peppered with lots of auto turrets and tiny little gaps for my people to shoot out of from relative safety, and maybe even a mortar here to lay the place down with mortar fire, so that anything comes in here finds themselves in a little box that they die in. Bonus points if I actually make it a little box, so I have to ferry them through, and they end up standing here and get shot from all sides. That's a kill box. Another way that RimWorld makes it easy to kill box is to funnel everyone through one little place where you have 3 people that hit one person at a time, with up to 5 people behind shooting at them as well. That one can sometimes be driven out of necessity, especially if they're coming to you here. So I don't mind that one so much, but kill boxing, ugh. I could build a tool cabinet. I don't know if it works for these things though. Actually, do I have tool cabinets? I'm not seeing them, although I feel like I saw them earlier. I was probably looking at the dresser, though. Perhaps it's under research. Machining? Smithing? Ah, well, what am I doing here? We can always just search. Tool. Oh no, that's stool. Ah, but there's tool cabinet. It doesn't work with the research benches, so I don't really care. Although it would help a lot of people if I built one here. It just costs a lot of steel that I don't have. I think your light thingy is emitting as much heat as the cooler. I'm not so sure. I think it's just cold enough outside. This cooler barely makes any difference, right? It's a passive cooler. Not good enough for refrigeration. Not good enough for many things. Oh my, Lona's actually going to go and help out grabbing some of this stuff. I appreciate it, but that's a long way to go. That's our slaves kind of journey. Ah, none too shabby. Rook, you ever going to give birth? I wonder what happens if you make somebody infertile when they have a baby inside them. Hungry, darkness, unsightly, awful bedroom. But being a slave makes you happy, and sanguine is so damn good. So it's kind of... we've got a slave for life here, I think. It's not to say he'll never revolt, but hopefully Illustrajon yells at him often enough. He's probably too busy gathering these chunks for me. But the nice thing is that Meowzilla is so fast at breaking them down. I'm going to very much reduce the radius on these so that you only take them for that nearby place. That should cut down on wasted time. Although having that toolbox would speed up stone production. It's just that I'm very, very low on steel. Yeah, 2 toolboxes is indeed ideal, but a toolbox can service, I think, infinite number of places. Work speed factor is fine, but it could be 106 or 112. And fortunately, he does learn a bit about crafting by breaking these blocks. Not a lot, though. In fact, very little. Oh wow, Lona's doing great against that plague. Better than I imagined. And on top of that, the animals are training up nicely. I also didn't get a name for our final elephant. Who's going to be that elephant? You got Goka coming in. There we go. Oh, what's this? Linus and Rakuso have found love. In a very sightly form. I haven't had a raid in ages now. In fact, we can probably visualize how much Pandy's been asleep by. Look at that! I haven't had such a measure of peace since then, whenever that was. Day 27. So we had 60 days of hell. Silver in a site nearby. Oh, God, I actually did drool a bit there when I saw that. 6 people there. To call them people might be a bit of an exaggeration. Starting to wonder if I'd be faster just strip mining this for slate stones rather than going out and just grabbing them. But I do want to fine floor this this place eventually, so I can get Illustrajon's next level up. You can be our acolyte, but first, boy, it's time to bow. Being a knight means his bedroom needs to be floored with a double bed, an end table, and a dresser. And impressiveness 40. Impressiveness is only 38, but if I gave him a nice end table, I'm sure it would be all the way up at 40. Furniture. I'm just preparing for the future here, but I don't have wood to give him there. I'm really, really low on wood. Should have prepped for this more. I cut down all this wood and I thought it would be all the wood I'd ever need for a while. I was wrong. Also, I'm really, really low on corn. Another thing I did not expect to have as a problem. But when all this corn gets harvested, all my problems will go away. This just kind of staggers my corn production. There we go, Ryan's dumping the blocks out here. Nobody likes looking at blocks, so having them dumped there is quite good. Would be even nicer if I had skips for them, but skips cost. So he's just hauling chunks. Lots of people are hauling chunks, in fact, for Meowzilla to waste his abilities at by crushing them up. But to his credit, he is good at it. Actually, I think this makes him better at using the stonecutter's table. Do we have a stat for stone cutting speed? S for stone cutting? Stone cutting speed. Meow is not noticeably faster than anybody at it. Okay, well, you really are wasting away there. Pretty much anybody else should be doing that right now, and you should certainly be researching. That's a shame, and it's a shame that I can't take it off of that, but I'll just take you off of crafting and put someone relatively useless on it. Let's get that number back up for stone cutting speed. Illustration would be good at it. So would Boomer. Well, John, how would you like to take up your new crafting position? And put it in there at number 3 to make it more impressive in hauling, which is what you seem to be doing. Could you? Oh, he'll never do cleaning because I gave him this role. Alright, Ryan, once you're done with this, I would like this cleaned up a whole lot, please. Hauling corn to the hopper. Could you do some of this work, please? I'm surprised you didn't immediately jump on this, because I think it counts as crafting work. Smithing, cooking, wardening. I'll knock it up a bit. I'm also going to clear your Oh, he stops that. He really wants to haul to the hopper. I don't know why that is so important to him. What is hauling to hopper under? I thought it would be basic, maybe. Wardening? Deliver food to prisoners. No. Cooking? Filling food hoppers is cooking work. I'll put that up as something I had no idea about. How strange. He still wants to harvest, which makes sense, but health is on the case. It's good though, gets us that corn that we sorely need. There we go, get back to it, John. That means Meowzilla can get back to researching and getting that brain of his stimulated. They call it cooking to feel better about the paste. Hard job, that. Alright, Livash, congratulations. You popped out another little elephant for us, a wee elephant calf. Starting to get a little inundated with elephants here. But that just means more for us to fight with. Feel bad for Rook just sitting here. Pregnancy's a hell of a drug. Jingo wants to be the baby elephant, sure thing. Nyx is claiming that he was sent on a very important quest. Come back with a very sore bum, I think. Okay, plenty of corn, that's good. Of course, I have increased the amount of people that I have to feed by quite a bit. And all these berries that nobody wants to eat. Why am I still growing berries? Could I grow anything else right now? Evidently, I hit a bit of corn trouble, so let's have some more corn being grown. Medical problems, we have none. We've always got wood problems. Could always grow more trees, but very, very intensive growing trees. Can you auto-slaughter? No, we're not allowed to slaughter elephants. However, I think we can euthanize them, and I'm tempted to euthanize Rook once this is done, just to see if that's something that can actually be done. Once Rook's had her baby, I'm gonna try to kill her, because that brain problem is a big problem. The elephants will eventually starve from not enough grass if I just let them keep breeding. However, with my big human brain, I can grow hay grass for them, and store it here for a rainy day. With that in mind, though, I might actually need to expand my hay grass operations sooner rather than later. Wait, is this stony soil? No, it's just regular soil. That's good. It's unfortunate to end up with all this area that's going to be liable to be destroyed in any kind of attack, really. And some of this is stony soil, isn't it? I swear that's stony soil. No, it's regular soil. Huh. Well, there you go then. More space for more hay grass. The southern area has some regular growing soil around here. Oh, I did end up planting fiber corn. I just didn't even notice it. It was so small and useless. Well, when it's up and ready to go, we can have it. Of course, anything with hydroponics is potential farmland. Hydroponics can't grow corn, though. Corn is the best food. You can swiftly grow lots of potatoes, though. But the amount of steel you need and energy you need is probably not going to be our future for some time. There we go. Just trying to stagger my corn production in case I have a problem. One big blight wiping this out would make a lot of food problems for me. I wonder how long potatoes last. Is it as long as corn? Pack of man hunting cobras! Now, cobras are a problem because their bite is going to... Oh, well, that's quite a few cobras, actually. There's rather a lot of them. However, there's no need for us to worry about that. All we need to do is close our doors and not let them in. And tell our animals to come in. Does mean I need to have you go here and then out. And who's up here to help out? Health. This is serious. Go to all of these places and back again, please. Don't hold them open. Do not hold them open. And tell the animals... Let's see, what would I do with that? I could make a new zone that's just stay indoors, but I've already got quite a lot of zones. Maybe I could get rid of animal attack. Yeah, I should actually start trimming down on the amount of areas I have. Manage areas. Stay away from mech, could still be useful. I'll get rid of help me animals and animal attack. And what I can just do is clear the animal area to no longer involve this. They're going to be stuck in here, but that's okay. I can... Oh, they already had access to this food. Okay. Well, there we go. They can still go and eat that. Now we'll keep the cobras out and keep us in. The cobras will bugger off after a couple of days, and I'm not exactly jumping at the opportunity to kill them. Not really much use in that for me. I could have the elephants come down here too. Plenty of stuff for them to eat. Well, not plenty actually. Not much at all. Does mean that I would need to be... I'd need to make a new zone, even after I just cleared out some of my zones. Wait, cower indoors kind of should be used for this, I think. Because this has now become our indoors, so to speak. So, cower indoors can now encapsulate everything around here. As long as it doesn't involve stepping outside. Sure, there are some people just begging to say, look at him cowering at little snakes. And maybe that's one way to see it. Here we go. So by going through these doors, they'll automatically close. Come on, health. Get to it fast. They're on their way. Now, if anybody else arrives, they're going to have to deal with the snakes, not me. I should also assign our people to cower indoors. Including you, Igor. In fact, Igor should always be on that. You want the cowering animals to eat your crops? I didn't assign the animals to cower indoors. All I did was change the animals to involve being indoors here. I don't mind them munching on this hay grass. That's kind of why I have it. And I keep close eye on it right there. I've got 4,000 hay grass. And I always have room for more. Oh, hey. Oh, I keep that there so I can make kibble. That said, maybe I should just move it over here and not make more kibble for a long time. I got 1,500 kibble, that's tons. Although it is always nice to have that. Now, forget it, I'm not going to move you. I'm going to keep you here. How do I cancel that copy? There we go. Save Linus, Jake. Save Linus? Linus is doing fine, what's your problem? Oh, it saw the opportunity to... I think it saw through the door and saw us there. Would you mind... I have to actually tell them that they can go to these areas to fix them. How unfortunate for me. Did I turn off health? Yeah, I did turn off health. Didn't turn off Lona though. I'd be very impressed if they... Wait, what is Flag Flare doing? Chull? Why are they coming in here? Did I miss some kind of animal spot out here? Why did you open that? Manage areas. No. Is there some animal spot out here that I'm missing? Why did it go outside? Damn you, Flag Flare. You're doing me in. Chull as well, but I think Chull was just coming back. Ah! Oh, yeah, we got that going for us. Or rather, working against us. And now the snakes can come on in. Lona, this is important. Kill that snake. Oh, they're all going to pile on in now. And it's going to be even worse if it stays there. Alright, Flag Flare. You're the one that let them in. You're going to be the one that helps us out here. Follow Master while drafted, please. Oh man, this is bad. Lona's going to get infected with that. I'm not sure if Lona can handle that on their own. Right, animals, we need you now more than ever. The ones that can actually fight, that is. The Thrumbo, of course, will help out. So I'm trying to remember which of these are so horrifically deranged that they can handle this. Right, that toxic buildup is already a problem. Look at them queuing up to get inside. This is a huge problem. Ah, jeez. Yeah, maybe the poison and the plague can fight amongst themselves. That'd be handy. I need these animals on the attack. Wait, animal needs rescue? Oh, right, Rook. Rook's not meant to follow. Okay, actually the cobras are dying very quickly, which is nice. But you've got a couple of bites that I'd like to have seen too. Get away before it toxically builds you up. Well, that's moderate toxic build-up. Oh, it's bad. That's really bad. They're coming for you. Health. I'm gonna need some hands on Declan here. Okay, that's one down, and it missed you. Oh my god, elephants, help us out here. Lona's gonna get absolutely minced with toxic build-up. Oh, that is seriously bad. And that means the animals aren't going to attack because Lona is not scripted or conscripted. Ay, ay, ay. Boomer, this has become more serious than I could have imagined. John, I need you here too. Muzilla, you too. They're ignoring the animals entirely. And health is not well equipped for this kind of situation. At least that toxic build-up's going to start going away, but at high doses it's lethal, at low doses it can generate cancers. We don't want more cancers in our life. We need you taken care of pretty quickly. How many more cobras are we talking about? Just 4. You people might be better just standing here, letting health get back, and then I'm sorry, John, you're gonna have to take the front and center here. Good shots. Lavash, get down! Hey, there's our slave. Gathering frag grenades. Well, how about you rescue Lona? Preferably by not running into that snake. Okay, good enough. Once again, Lona giving their life for us. Toxic buildup in our animals. Was there any? Did any of them even get hurt? I'm not sure if those cobra gnashers could get through any of them. I guess not. Alright, Lona needs help. Lona needs a lot of help. The snake bodies mostly went sour because of Scaria. And I need to move this one or else it's blocking this door. Snake skin shoes all around. Oh, this one's only bruised though. It needs to die properly. Health, could you kindly melee that cobra to death? Slave. Oh, the slave likelihood thing has gone away. Alright, who's our best medic anyway? Boomer? Boomer, we need tending on Lona stat. And I'd quite like to preach health to Lona more when we can, because that is some serious toxic build-up. Well, it says so. But that's very grim. Could you kindly pick up that dead cobra corpse? So our door here can close. Not that it matters now. Just drop it, nobody cares about it. Ah, what a damn shame that was. Oh well, no longer do people need to cower indoors, because we took care of that. If I'd known how strong elephants were against that, I would have just sent the elephants from the beginning, but oh well. Ever look at the medical tab mod? I do not. Although if it's worth checking out, I might just check it out. So let's allow the animals back out again. Lots of grass to be eaten out there. Go and eat it. It's a downside for Lona's not going to be dealing with any of them for a while. It's very possible Lona ends up with a cancer here. It takes time for that toxic buildup to go away, but it does go away. Still 4 bites of toxic hoocha. Congratulations, Lavash. You don't have brain injuries and you are pregnant. Right, with so much elephant diversity up, it's tempting to start euthanizing the ones which are... Oh, sorry, health. You can get back to doing what you do. Why... haul that corn. Haul everything you can. Haul that, for God's sake. Why was Lona carrying insect jelly? Which I'm pretty sure was denied. Maybe it's the stuff... Oh, I think I told her to pick up the stuff from here for ages ago, and I didn't tell her to let go of it. Rook has got to go. That 33% consciousness is too much. Or too little, rather. Oh god, dementia would be beyond terrible for you. Lona cannot walk. Ah, the pain. The pain and and the toxic buildup and the plague, I suppose. There's a lot of bad things happening to you. We're lucky you didn't die. The plague combined with the rest of that could have done you in. Is it worth it to sell off the ones you don't need? You'll get more money. Remember how much you like money. Selling them is difficult. I need people to come that want to buy elephants, and I don't know who buys elephants. Don't know if anybody buys elephants, actually. The bulk trader did not. Maybe use your good medicine on her. You don't treat toxic buildup with medicine, you just have to let it run its course. Animal traders fly by from time to time. I can't request them, though. Exotic? So we had shaman traders, and I don't remember being able to sell them... sell them that stuff. Mad boom rat. How mad? And where is it? Ooh, right, yes. I think I'll pass on that. That boom rat's got a long way to go, but... Health, how good a shot do you think you can do on it? You'll only get 2 shots on it. Boom rat's pretty fast. Wait, it's not coming for you? Now it's coming for you. Reassessed its priorities. Don't miss. Don't miss. Good boy. And there's nowhere for that fire to spread to, so I can just leave that be. Would the game be smart enough to stop me from selling venerated elephants? Or animals in general? I don't know. All these questions and answers I do not have. That is going away very slowly, very worryingly slowly. And when you can walk, I'm going to shift you over to the good bed instead of the normal bed. Not sure if that's going to help you much.